Well, National Power Utility Eskom has announced that Stage 6 load shedding will be implemented indefinitely. Members of the public and civil society have called for a national shutdown, with many planning to either march to the union buildings or to Eskom's Megawatt Park offices. Opposition party the Democratic Alliance has urged South Africans to take to the streets against load shedding and electricity price hikes. An organization under the banner People's Movement for Change says it will be joining those who are planning to protest against load shedding in order to put pressure on Eskom and the government. For more on their plight, let's speak to the national spokesperson of the People's Movement for Change, Sammy Claassen. Sammy, thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us on our program this morning. I mean, the outrage from South Africans regarding, Stage 6 load shedding, its unendingness, it is quite palpable. In your statement, you've called it an act of treason being committed against South African citizens. Take us through your feelings on this issue.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to voice our opinion. And it's a very strong statement that we've released because load shedding affects every household. It affects every hospital, every clinic. It also affects now all municipalities. The municipal infrastructure is collapsing due to load shedding. In Saldanha Bay, in the West Coast, Matsikama, Vredendal, all over the Western Cape and the rest of South Africa, the quality of our water are being affected due to load shedding. So our statement is clear. Electricity is a basic need. And if our government are unable to supply that basic need for the last 15 years, it means that the ordinary people of South Africa must take a stand, because this is unacceptable. It is treason. It means that the current government is unable to provide basic services. And electricity plays a major and a critical role in providing basic services to the citizens. So therefore, our stance is clear. As a people's movement, we will take Eskom and this current government head on in the streets.
Yeah. Sammy, the example that you've just given us of, the impact of load shedding for residents in Saldanha Bay mirrors so many stories of South Africans who are really reeling from, the power cuts. Another individual on Twitter recently said that for him, electricity is about safety. Living in an informal settlement that's crime-ridden, when there's no power, it's so dark that crime, safety, security becomes a real problem. Do you get the sense that, management, executives at Eskom, public officials in government have a full appreciation of this picture?
I don't think that they know what they're doing. They expose us to all kinds of criminal elements. For instance, cable theft is at a high at the moment. When there's load shedding for 2 hours or 4 hours, criminals attack the electricity infrastructure in our towns. For instance, they steal the cables and they sold it off to the scrapyards. And so when there's load shedding for 4 hours and when there's cable theft during that load shedding period, when they steal the cable theft, it means an extra 5 hours are being added to the load shedding schedule, because when they steal the cables for the whole day, that people in the street won't have electricity. So the current government and the Eskom officials don't have any appreciation. And therefore we're taking them on because we're calling them to account, because we're sick and tired of TV debates, radio interviews, and them giving excuses that another unit has exploded in a town that we don't know. So therefore, it's important that we, as ordinary people, this is about our bread and butter. This is about our health. It's about our safety. And in 2015, President Ramaphosa said that we won't have any load shedding anymore. Well, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years down the line, we still have the same problem. And at an ANC National Conference, once again, the president has assured South Africans that they are dealing with load shedding.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that they keep on lying to us.
Yeah. We hear you loud and clear. You want to take government on this issue of Eskom and the worsening energy crisis. And, you've joined the growing call for South Africans to join this mass demonstration against this particular issue. But what are the core demands? What are you specifically asking of government and Eskom officials?
Well, they must stop load shedding immediately. We've waited. We've given them enough time to deal with the matter. Every time they have interviews, radio interviews, TV interviews, when they go on the podiums, they assured us that there's not going to be any load shedding anymore, that they've dealt with the matter. Well, their time is up.
All right. You've also suggested that an online petition will be released for members of the public to participate in. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, we will be releasing that petition tonight. And we're calling on all South Africans to sign that. If you're tired of load shedding, if you want government to act immediately, then sign the petition. It's about ending the current crisis. This is a national crisis. And it's not a party political thing. It is a thing it's a bread and butter issue of the community. Because load shedding have been with us for the last 15 years. And the government and Eskom has not dealt with it. So I think our position is clear.
Yeah.
Sign the petition so that we can put enough pressure on government to deal effectively and efficiently with the current crisis.
Another question, Sammy, that comes up quite often is, all right, so we rally South Africans mobilize and take to the streets and protest and demonstrate outside of Eskom's headquarters and demonstrate outside the union buildings. But then what happens after that? Because the issue that's continuously being raised is that there is no clear solution to the power crisis.
Well, then we must vote them out. If they are unable to listen to the people that voted them in, then we must vote them out, simple and clear, so that we can put new management structures in place that can deal with the matter. That's it, because the cabinet, the president, all of them have become useless with this load shedding thing. 20 years ago, Eskom was able to provide cheap and guaranteed electricity, not only to South Africans, but to the rest of Africa. We've exported electricity. So it means that we have the ability to provide this basic need to our people. And if this current leadership can't provide a basic need that is guaranteed in the Constitution, then the people of South Africa must vote them out.
Sammy, thank you so much for your time and thank you for coming onto our platform today. That's National Spokesperson of the People's Movement for Change, Sammy Claassen.